Hey guys, today in this video we are going to learn about PHP. We're going to start with the very basic syntax of PHP. Like if you want to echo something, you want to print something, or you want to define some variables, array, and all of that. And in the end, we are going to create a form for ourselves. So let's get started with this.
Okay, so we'll start with PHP today. So for that, I want you all now I am assuming that every one of you have now downloaded XAMPP. So go to your C drive into your XAMPP folder. Inside your XAMPP folder, you'll see this folder HT docs. So go inside it, and here we'll be working with all our projects. So you can see I already have a folder class 5, which is for this class. So inside this class, I want you all to make a not form for now, just make a my first PHP file. Okay, so what PHP will help us with? So PHP is nothing but your server scripting language. So PHP will help us with connecting our web page to database, and database will be provided to us using XAMPP. So before we start with anything else, I'll just start my XAMPP control panel. So today we'll just be hosting our websites using localhost. So we don't actually require MySQL. So you can only start Apache for now. Once it gets started, you'll see some port numbers here. Yeah, 80 and 443. And it will turn green. So that's when you know that it's running without any errors. Okay, so coming back to our coding part. So today we'll just be learning, we'll start with learning how, basic syntax for PHP. So what if I want to echo something on the page? So for that we have our command, or you can say syntax is echo. So for PHP, you just give echo and then double quotes. You don't need to give any parentheses or any brackets. And one thing I forgot to mention, now, where do you write your PHP? Okay, so you can see this is a simple HTML file itself, right? So inside my HTML file, make sure that you name it as .php. I hope this is visible, that my first PHP .php. So inside your .php file, you can have your HTML as well. So when we are working with PHP, we don't usually have HTML files, we have PHP files, and inside our PHP files only we have our HTML. Okay, so your PHP code will go under your this tag. So this is your code, say, and then you close it with this. So this is the tag under which your code will go. You can see here I have the starting PHP tag and then an ending tag. And make sure you don't add any spaces between in here, else it won't work. It should be together. And to add a comment inside your PHP, you use multi-line comment like this, slash star, and it ends with a star slash. So this first line is just a comment just to show you how your PHP code will go. Okay, so over here we'll start with working with PHP. So I'll just show you how my first PHP currently looks like. So I'll open my Chrome, or you can use any browser that you feel comfortable with, and type localhost slash. Now after this should be a folder name. So for me the folder name was class 5, and after that it should be the name of the file, my first php.php. Make sure you don't make any spelling mistakes, else it won't open. So it's localhost slash your folder name slash the name of the file and enter. And you can see it just has PHP on it because I have an H1 here that is having PHP inside. So it just has that for now. Okay, so now we're going to add our PHP also in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to echo an H2 from inside my PHP. So your PHP can also have HTML tags inside it, as you can see over here. So I'll just say I am inside PHP and save. And when you refresh, you see this H2 echoed over here. So one thing is now you can also use print for doing something, like I'll print an H3 now, and I'll say that I am inside H3. I'm inside print, and then close it. And also right now it did not give me any error, although I forgot my semicolon here. But now when I refresh, it will show me an error because it expected me to add a semicolon after one of my line is over. So make sure you also do that. So each and every line, when it ends, it should end with a semicolon. Okay. So now when I save it and refresh, you see I am inside PHP and I am inside print over here. So this is how you can print something inside your HTML with the help of PHP also. So now how do you define a variable in PHP? Okay, so to do that, you use a dollar sign and then name of your variable. So I name my variable as myvar, and I'll add a string inside it. Say this is a variable, and done. And now I can echo this. Now to echo this, what I have to do, I don't need to add any double quotes because this is a variable. So what I'll do is I'll just put the name of the variable and save it. You can see I get this is a variable over here. Okay, any doubts so far? Okay, so we'll continue. So to define an array, suppose I define an array with, okay, to define an array, you need to mention this keyword array, and inside this array, you will be adding your elements of the array. So say I'm adding a few car names, car brands. So Volvo, BMW, and Toyota. Yeah. Okay, and again, I'll tell you, make sure you end it with a semicolon. And whenever you get an error, okay, so it will tell you on which line. So now I removed a semicolon. So I won't get any error because I don't have anything next to it. So I'll remove this semicolon and refresh. So you can see that it tells you that there's a syntax error, and it will also tell you in which line, on line 19, so that you can track it. So you will go to line 19 and check, okay, what is the error? The error is that you didn't end your line 17. And that's why when it encounters dollar cars is starting, it then is looking for actually a semicolon, so that first you end this and then you go to a new line. Okay. So now we'll define an array in your PHP. Just like you have array or list in your Python, we have an array here as well. So to define an array, you just need to mention this keyword array, and inside these normal parentheses, you will be mentioning your array elements. So for example, I have here Volvo, BMW, and Toyota. Okay, now to echo this array, if I do something like this, echo $cars, any idea what happens? Anyone? Do you think it will print the entire array here for me? Because I'm saying echo $cars.
It should, right?
Okay, let's see. So you're saying it should, but it won't. Why? Because it's an entire array, so I must provide it with the index of the element that I want to extract or which I'm looking for. So if I want, for example, the first element, so for that, what I'll do is I'll just give the indexing of that. So indexing here also starts with 0. So this is 0, this is 1, and BMW would be 1, and Toyota will be 2. Okay, and let's see what happens now. So you can see Volvo there, but again, there is no break line there. So you can just provide space over there. You can just print a BR tag. Okay. Now, what if I want to print the entire array at once? So for that, we have print underscore R. So inside this, I'll just pass the name of my array and save. Refresh, and you can see again we need to give a BR tag. So you can see it just gives me the entire array. It tells me at 0 indexing you have Volvo, at 1 you have BMW, and at 2 you have Toyota. So this is how you can print the entire array at once. Prints the entire array at once. Okay. So I think you have a function in Python as well to print the length of array. So here also we have something like that. So what we do here is we will echo. Again, we want, first I'll just print a break line. After that, I'll echo. We don't need brackets, yeah. So we have this function count, which will count me the number of elements inside my array. So inside it, I'll just pass the name of my array, which is cars. So $cars, because all the variable name here starts with a dollar. And save it and refresh. So you can see we got 3 here. Now what if, yeah, so we got 3 there. So everything is clear till now? Okay, so what if now I want to print it like a statement that I like Volvo, BMW, and Toyota. Now to do that, remember in JavaScript, when we were doing it, was we had the string, then we used a plus sign, and then we added the name of our variable. So what we do here is, I'll say I like, and I'll be using dot instead of plus here. So I like $cars of 0, then dot, then I'll print a comma, then again a dot, $cars of 1, then again a dot, and dot. And yeah, make sure you have spaces over here before and after your dot, else you will get an error. So yeah, then again space, and we'll add your last, which is $cars of 2. Yeah. and then dot if you want to give a full stop in the end as well, and then semicolon. So what it will print for me is, it will print me I like, then cars of 0, which is Volvo, then a comma, then a space, because I gave a space here after the comma, and then cars of 1 is your BMW, and then it will print me Toyota. So Toyota, yeah, and a full stop, which I have here. So this is Toyota, and this is the full stop that I added. So this is what it will give me. So is this clear?
What's the difference between echo and print? Can you let one last part?
Yeah, so there's no, like, they are basically the same, echo and print. They do the same things. As you can see, when I echoed this thing, it gave me the same thing, and when I printed something, it gave me the same thing. The only difference between the both is that echo will return you nothing. So it returns nothing. And whereas print will return a value of 1. So it's of no use for now for us, but this thing can be used in expressions later. So for now, you just understand that echo and print are the same. They just have different return values. That is, echo has no return value and print has a return value of 1. So I'll just save this and show it to you on the page as well. So you can see from here, I like Volvo, BMW, and Toyota. So if you want, you can give a BR tag over here as well. Refresh it so that you have it in a new line. Now we'll just see how to define two integers, which we saw here also. I defined this variable. I'll just copy this paste here, and I'll also define another variable. Say your var and say equal to 7. Now to sum them, I'll be defining another variable sum. Just like in any other language, you just give the name of the other two variables and simple maths, like just add a plus in between them, semicolon, and later you can just put the value of sum. And before that, we would like a new line, so echo br as well. Okay, so yeah, we'll echo the sum here. So you can see that we got it here, 12. I can also do something like $myvar and then add a dot. Inside it, we'll have a plus. That spaces here just to make it like more readable. And then you have your dollar, your val, dot, and then we have an equal to sign, dot. So what I'm doing here is, I think it's clear, but I'll just show you. I'm just showing 5 plus 7 equal to 12. I'm just showing this with this statement. So $myvar, and then I have a plus here. This is just to show, just to print it here like that. Okay, 7 did not come. So we have $myvar. Yeah. So there's this spelling mistake, that's why. So yeah, we have it now. So yeah. So now we'll define an if-else statement. So just like in JavaScript, we also have an equality and strict equality and equality here. We'll talk about that. First, let me show you the syntax for if and else. So we have if, and inside that we'll add a condition. So before we do that, we'll just define a variable, say is logged in, just to check if the user is logged in or not. Just an example I'm taking here. So I'm saying that it is true that the user has already logged in. Okay. And yeah, we also need to echo a BR tag here. Yeah. So the condition would be that if is logged in equal to 1. And like if the person is logged in, I'm just printing uh, you are logged in, and if like and else just print please log in. Now since this is equality which I've used here, double equal to stands for equality and triple equal to stands for strict equality. Now since I've used double equality here, now this will give me a true. And now if this is true, and we know that this thing is true right now because they both are equal, this is true and this is 1. So this entire condition is true. So I should get you are logged in as a answer over here. So it gives me okay, use of undefined variable on line number 43 is logged in. The spelling is right? These two spellings are right. Okay, yeah, I got it. I haven't used the $sign here. That was the issue. So again, I'll just show you with 1. Refresh. Yeah, so you are logged in. So it still gave me that you are logged in when I had the different type. So this value is actually true, Boolean, and this is an integer, but it is still giving me this. But when I have the strict equality, and I'll save it, refresh, it will tell me that please log in, because now it is also checking for the type. And since the type are different, it goes to the else loop, else condition instead. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to create a simple form in HTML. So you can see, although it's an HTML, like I'll be writing more of HTML here, but as I told you that the extension will be .php because we'll be writing some PHP also over here. But that is some other part. So for now, I will just remove this thing and we'll start with this. So I've just used a center tag so that my form is in the center of my web page. So let's say that I want a form. So I'll use a form tag. And inside the form tag, I want to take an input. Okay, so the type of the input that I want is I want to take text input. And the use of name, I'll tell you why it is required. For now, my name is name itself. Okay. I'll also provide this input with some label. So the label is name. So I want the user to enter his name over here. Okay. In this first input bar. In the second input, I'll give the type as submit. So when I give the type as submit, I'll get a submit button here. Let's see how it looks like. For that, I'll show you again that inside my XAMPP folder, I have htdocs. Inside htdocs, I have class 5, and inside that I have this form.php file. So to open this, all I need to do is type localhost / now name of the folder, which is class 5. Then I have to type the name of the file, which was form.php. Enter. So this is how our form currently looks like. So we have name, which is our label. Then here I can type something and I can click on submit. For now, this does not do anything. It just took the input from me. Okay, so what we are going to do now is I want when the person clicks on submit, this thing, your name, which I'm taking as an input, is then submitted to another page on my entire web page, entire website. So I have, so for that, what I'll do is I'll provide action. Inside in your form tag, give action equal to the name of the page where you want this to go. So I want this, the whatever the name of the user is, whatever name they have entered, I want that on submit, on clicking on submit, it should go to process.php page. So that later on that page, I can use it or I can print it or whatever I want to do. Okay, and to do that, it won't happen like that. So you have to define a method as well. So we have two kinds of method, a get method and a post method. So since in this page on submit button, we are posting the value of name to another page, the method would be post. What we are doing now is we are creating a form. So this form is created by using simple HTML. So initially I had a form tag under which I defined an input, a text input where the user can enter their name. So I have a label for that just to show what the user have to do there. So this label is doing nothing over here but printing this name. So if I remove this and refresh, I'll have everything but just the label is gone. So just because I wanted to show the user, okay, what you have to enter, I added this label over there. So the type of the label is text because he'll be entering his name only. About the name thing, I told you I'll explain in a while. Okay, and then I have another input where I gave the type as submit. So it gave me the submit button, this submit button over here. Okay, so now I want this form to give whatever the user is entering in this form to this process.php page when he or she clicks on submit. So to do that, I am assigning some action. So action is equal to the web page name on which I want the information to go. And to do that, I also need to define a method, which is post method. Now it is post because we are posting something to this page. We are not getting anything from there. We are posting it there. So if we were getting something from process.php on clicking on submit, we would have given this method as get. But since we are posting over there, we have the method as post. We are sending the name there instead of getting it from there. So it's post. Okay. So for now, this is ready, this page. So what I'll do is I have already created this .php. This is process.php to which my user's input will be going. So I'll just open this and you can simply just create it. Just create a new file and save it as process.php. Once you're done with that, define the basic HTML layout. And then inside your body, you need these PHP tags. So again, I'll tell you that this PHP and this should not have a gap between them. It should be together. And then inside this PHP, we can start working. Okay. So I'll define a variable. Now this variable will carry the value. What this variable is doing is, I'll just make a comment here. So this variable will carry the value that the user gave as an input in form.php. So how will it do that? You define a variable $name. Inside that, you need this special thing. This is $_post. Everything is in caps. That means that whatever was posted in that page, fetch it here. So when you do that, you provide it with square brackets, and inside those square brackets, what you enter is, you'll be entering this thing. Remember I told you that name is equal to name we are giving right now. So this name is important so that we can fetch it here in your next PHP file. To fetch it there, we need this value, which is name. So over here, name is equal to name. If you are getting confused, we'll just name it as username. Okay, so we are taking entry of, okay, label can remain the same. We'll just name this as user name. So this value over here is what is responsible for fetching that input value from this page, from form.php to process.php. Equal, and then okay, so let's print this on our web page. So echo and hello, and I can do is dot, and I'll add the name. Let's save this and let's see how it's working. Is what is responsible for fetching that input value from this page, from form.php to process.php. Equal, and then okay, so let's print this on our web page. So echo and hello, and I can do is dot, and I'll add the name. Let's save this and let's see how it's working. And then if you have any doubts or anything, we'll repeat the whole thing again. So refresh, and I'll enter my name, submit. So we have an undefined index username. Okay. Now it's coming. So the problem was I didn't save this file process.php after changing this capital N. After changing this capital N to small n, I forgot to change. Like I forgot to save it, and that's why we're getting an error there. And I also did not save it here. When I initially I had it like this, right? So I didn't save it when I added user in front of it, and because I didn't save it and I was calling username over here, so for that very reason I was getting an error. So we'll just see it would be in small letters. Is that clear? Because you just now learned how to post something you got in one page to another page.
So I hope today's session is clear about PHP. First we saw all of this. Right, we saw how we can echo, how we can print, we defined some variables, worked with that, defined an array, worked with it, and then we also printed an array like this, like I like Volvo, BMW and Toyota. Then we also saw how we can do some addition. Similarly, you can do some subtraction, multiplication, division here. You just have to change it like this or whatever it is. And then we also saw how we can use an if-else in PHP. After that, we went to form. We created a form here and we sent the data to process.php where we printed the name saying hello to the user. So I hope now it is clear with you. If you have any doubts, please put them down below in the comment section and I would love to help you. And if you like this video, give it a like and share it with your friends so that they can also watch this video and take advantage. Thank you so much.